Good morning. Good morning. It's exactly 2:59 a.m. I'm on my way to the gym right now. So today is my very first day of practice. And you might be thinking, well, what practice are you talking about? What's going on now? Well, we knew we needed to get our son Silas. We knew we needed to get him involved in something. We knew that we needed to look like it rained. We knew that we needed to get this 8-year-old boy's energy, time, and strength invested in something. So we signed him up for baseball. We signed him up for a city league, and it had always been a dream to have my dad be involved with some aspect of coaching or something on a team I was involved with. So when we got Silas signed up and they had found out what team he was going to and all that other good stuff, I said, hey, listen, I sent the coach. I remember I was out of town. So I sent the coach an email and I said, hey, coach, I would like to be a volunteer. If there's room, if there's a place for me in there, I'd like to be a volunteer. Coach answered me back, or not the coach, the director. It's not a huge league. It's not not like NBA or the MLB. So the director hits me back and says, we got all the spots filled. Thank you. We'll let you know if something comes available. Thank you for inquiring about this, etc. I let it go. About a day later, we get an email back that says a spot became available. You're in. I need you to fill out a background form. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. And if you can take care of those things, we would greatly appreciate it. So cool, no problem. My wife gets the roster back and she says, sweetheart, you're the head coach. I said, the head coach of what? She says, well, you're the head coach of Silas's team. And your name is at the top of the roster. I said, well, it's got to be an error because there's no way I'm going to be a head coach because all I wanted to be was an assistant. He says, no, you got 12 kids on your team. And you are the head coach of that, and here's the parents' information. Get busy. I could have done one or two things. I could have said, no, I don't have time for this. Or no, I don't have the experience for this. And either one of them would have been very valid. But see, I've been through enough things and I've suffered enough loss in life that I know that you don't turn down opportunity because you think you're not prepared for it. And I also know that God never presents an opportunity that He doesn't think that you can handle. And He definitely would not put a bunch of children in my hands if He did not think I was the right person to lead them to victory. Whether it's victory on the baseball field, whether it was victory in life, whether it was be able to give them some spiritual or some leadership guidance. And it caught me off guard. I started thinking, okay, all right, I'm the head coach. God, what do you want me to do? He says, well, find out what you're supposed to do, where you need to be. You've been training for this your whole life. My real estate business is a business of follow-up. of letting your clients know what's next, gathering information. I'm saying all this to say, never think that you're not ready, because the opportunity would never be presented if you were not ready. There's been doors shut. I should be a millionaire, in the bank millionaire right now. That door's not open right now. Not at this moment. Soon. Soon. Very soon. Very soon. And I know that the doors open. They open up when you're ready for them. And if there's something that you're asking for that you're not receiving, maybe you should prepare for it. Faith without acts. Faith without works. You have to move in the direction of what you want. I want more money. Prove yourself worthy to handle it. So when this opportunity came up to teach his team, it was more than I had asked for. But his word also says, I won't give you more than you can handle. So what are you going to do when God calls you to do something? Which is kind of funny, because I was listening to something this morning, and it kind of, it didn't really sit with me the best, but it is what it is. And it says that people that can discern the words of the Bible or parables, say it's a gift. It's the gift of the Spirit. Because not everybody can discern a parable. Not everybody understand. Read a parable. What is this? The size of a mustard seed. What is this? Though your pearls the swine. What is this? What is he talking about? What does this have to do with God? He says that people that can discern that is a gift from the Spirit. So it got me to thinking, am I not being obedient because I understand? I've understood the word a long time. So you get things when you're ready for them. You get things when you're ready for them. And when you complain about not getting things, that means you're not ready for it. When you get the things and you complain about having the things, that means you're not ready for it. Complaining is the biggest indicator you're not ready for promotion. I don't care what you complain about. Your body could be riddled with cancer. Riddled. From top to bottom. You ought not complain. I had a buddy that passed away, and he had just had 2 twin girls. He had a son. He had a wife. Matter of fact, we just sold him a house. And he calls me, gives me a little bit of the scoop. Just come over. This guy sell my house and look at him funny, like, man, you love this house. What are you talking about? Yeah, something's going on, and I just want to make sure my family's secure. We're gonna move in with my brother. It seems fast. I'm not even sure how fast between the time he told me and the time he passed away, how long it took. I'm not even sure. If you're complaining, you're not ready. If you've been called to do something and it's an important position, don't turn it down. Don't say, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I'm not worthy of that. You wouldn't have been called if you couldn't do it. You wouldn't have been in the position. You wouldn't have been in the place. If it wasn't for you. See, what I'm learning is that opportunity doesn't present itself to the unready. So my suggestion would be, if you're not ready, you better get ready. My suggestion would be, that if you don't have confidence about what you're entering into, you better get confidence. Because I seriously was sitting there looking at I'm like, coaching. And initially, the devil tried to get in my head and was like, these parents going to look at you like you crazy. Like they done wasted their money. They done got this amateur. Who is this guy? What is this? And then I was like, you know, I was like, God wouldn't have gave me this position if he didn't think I can handle it. And better yet, I got a lot of spiritual things that I can bring to children, where I can guide them through the game of baseball through a spiritual mindset. You know, you got to remember something. Phil Jackson didn't do much but sit there on a yoga mat and say, just think about what you want. We're placed in places at different times for different reasons, but all for the goodness of him who sent us. So how do I turn my back? How do I say no? And I remember when I started doing the prison ministry, and I don't talk about that a whole lot. But I was like, what am I going to talk to these guys about? And I remember it was real rough initially, because they were all like, you need to read your word, and then you need to come in there with a sermon, and you need to do all that. And I was like, oh, that's all good. But then I was like, man, I don't know all that. And then one day I stood in front of them and I just started talking about my life, and that was enough. Like, you always have enough. If you don't show up with nothing, it's enough. If it's just your life, it's enough. If it's just your experience, it's enough. It's just your faith, it's enough. You wouldn't have been put in the position to even do it. Like, if you think about the prison ministry, they probably would have denied me a prison card. If it was like, God, nah, we don't want you in here. Nope, it's not gonna work. They'd be like, hey, you got felonies. You can't come in here. You had a speeding ticket. You're black. You're bald-headed. You're a male. You're not old enough. You're too young. Too old. Too tall. We don't like the way you look. You're not coming in. But even with that was a challenge. But I got in there. The moral of the story is don't step down from promotion when it's knocking at your door. You wouldn't have been given the opportunity if you weren't ready for it.